It's working towards that connection now. Oh, we're live. We're live on both.
Okay, great. Oh, we've got people in here. Great. We got 10 people.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Good morning, everybody. We're going to add all of our participants today as panelists so that you can actually talk and not just use the chat, I think.
Sure. Yeah. Do we want to do that for everyone, Alex?
Let's try it.
Okay.
Yeah, why not?
All right. I like your style. Here we
I think
go.
it's really fun to see you guys, and then I don't feel like I'm on an island. So good morning. Okay, while Alex and the field team are changing the settings, we just want to get going. I just want to know your names, where are you from, kind of standard getting to know you here. But I do have one icebreaker question that I do want everybody's answer to. And it has absolutely nothing to do with what we're talking about today. I cook a lot, and I made a pot roast in the crock pot. And I know it's summertime and that sounds really weird, but I had a busy day. And what I realized as I was dishing out our second serving was that I cooked it with the butcher paper in it. And I want to know, after that butcher paper cooked in the crock pot for whatever, 6 hours, would you still eat the crock pot? So you can just type your answer in the chat, because I need to know if I need to throw away this meal because it's poison or if I'm good to go. Cool. Look at everybody getting added. This is so fun. I don't see anybody in the
There are
chat.
some people, Alex, that decided not to, chose not to.
Oh, that's fine.
But just the ones that are, you're going to see pop up.
Okay, cool. All right, well, we'll work through this. Anyway, as we're all getting on here, drop your names in the chat, drop where you're from, and drop whether or not I should eat this crock pot. All right, we've even got some cameras on. I love it. Join me in the room. Denver area, you'd try it. I did try it. It tasted okay. But chemicals and all that. So go for it. Why not? Fortune favors the bold, right? Cool. All right, we've got the chat open. Maybe the chat wasn't open yet. So who are you? Where are you from? And would you eat the crock pot cooked in in the butcher paper by accident? That was not a pro tip. You just woke up, no camera. Oh, I woke up not too long ago too, but here we are. Just glad you're here, Rebecca. Thank you. Cool. We did ask ChatGPT, and there's so many answers. If it's wax, don't eat it. If it's nobody wants to be responsible for a human demise. So of course they're, better safe than sorry, but very good. All right. Lake Tahoe, beautiful. I would at least try it. If you were closer, I would bring it to you. Hendersonville, Tennessee. Good morning, Kathy. All right. Let's see. We've got 13 here. Fuel team, do we have YouTube up and going? Just getting a sense of our timing for starting.
Yes, we're ready to rock and roll.
Live. Okay, you guys on YouTube, I know you can't see the chat. So what I'm going to do is give you my Instagram handle. And everybody can now put it in the chat here. So it's at Alex Sabbag. So first and last name. I think you see my name up here in the little cube. You should, or it's on the invite. So go to Instagram. And if you want to participate in the chat, YouTubers, I can't see you. I can't chat with you, but I am going to open up my messages. So if you do have a question or a comment, DM it to the gram, and I will moderate that while we're going. This is a lot of technology for somebody at 8 a.m. on a Monday, but so far it's working. Zoom let me in today, which is a huge milestone. Okay, cool. Denver, Baton Rouge, Tennessee, Tahoe. We are all over the place. I am so excited to be here. I'm in San Diego. My name's Alex, which you guys already know. And the sun doesn't come out in San Diego till afternoon. So it's a little sad and dark here. It feels like winter. But this is such an important topic. We're talking about imposter syndrome. We've been talking about this for a few weeks. Before we get into what that means, my tips for addressing it, how to live through it, because truly it happens to everybody. I just want to give you guys a little background Who am I? What am I doing here? Um, yeah, cool. Thank you, Fuel Team, for doing that. Yes, if you do want to be added to as a panelist, and you're joining a little late, throw that in the chat. So thank you for doing that. As I said, my name's Alex Sabbag. I am an author. I'm a speaker. I'm a two-time business owner and entrepreneur. I'm located in Southern California. If anybody's local, let's go get a coffee. I penned my memoir. It's called Soul Dive: My Journey into the Deep. We'll throw a link into the chat. Imposter syndrome, which we will get to me, starts with practicing a life full of resilience. And there are these moments in life that throw us off our skis and knock us down. I call them 2x4 moments. It's the very first chapter of my book. And when this kind of stuff happens, so we spin, we get this Tweety bird in our eyes, and it's hard to get back up. And when we feel that and we kind of feel down and out, we start doing things like comparing or feeling less than, or like we're spinning, or that we're not enough. All of these emotions and these reactions to those life moments are totally normal. We've all been there. Mine happened to come in full force on my 33rd birthday. So my birthday hit, my fiance was diagnosed with terminal cancer, and I became a caregiver overnight. I owned a PR company. I had a full staff and team, put everything on ice to take care of him. My book is not just about that instance. It's about who I was before and who I became after. And the choices that I made as I walked through that season of my life changed the trajectory of who I am and the legacy that I will in turn leave behind. They're powerful, they're life altering, they're life changing. We don't like them. We certainly wouldn't invite them in, but when they do happen, we need a toolkit to work through it. And before we talk about imposter syndrome, I got to plug my 2 courses, Rooted in Resilience and Give Up on Giving Up. They are going to be live on Fuel today. Please go watch them. Please interact with them. Share them with your friends. The reason why I bring this up is today is just a short snippet on what happens when imposter syndrome comes up. When imposter syndrome comes up, gosh, say that 4 times fast. When imposter syndrome comes up, we are challenged to dig into our resilience. So I'm a master of resilience. I'm a passionate storyteller. This is like why I am here. And I had to go through this in order to figure that out. And so when those moments hit, if you're in a season of one of those moments now, I would just like invite you to try to find the one baby ounce of gratitude of like, A, I'm not going to be here forever because we're guaranteed change. And B, it's for my purpose. It's not against. And so with that said, we can dive into the meat and the heart of our content today. I'm going to open it up with a definition. I just like to level set on what it is we're talking about and what does it mean. Is a common feeling of self-doubt, not being good enough, intellectual or traumatic experience fraud, and the overall embodiment of a lack mentality. It convinces you you are not enough, and that alone can press you into dangerous mental territory. This is my definition, not Merriam-Webster's. So imposter syndrome is that sneaky emotion or that sneaky attack that says you can't. And we want to live in a life and an environment that says, no, but you can. And here's how, and here's why. As part of my journey, I became a yoga teacher. And so I think movement is medicine. So before we get going, and right now, Timothy and I are the only ones with our camera on. So we're going to be the ones that show you what this looks like. We're going to get up. So I'm going to trust you, YouTube, get up. Just move your chairs out of the way. Get your camera situated. I know it's a little awkward. We're just going to play musical chairs. Okay, get up. So now you can see me. If you can't hear me, drop it in the chat. I just want you to start to shake your arms. Shake your hands down toward the ground. If you've got any rings on, you might want to set those down. And then I want you to add your feet so your heels kind of stomp into the earth, okay? I am not in workout clothes. We are not going to do a full yoga class. We are just going to energetically wake the body up and start to release. So what is this doing for us? Our fingers, our hands are literally throwing things down. Our heels are stomping and rooting into the earth. Okay, Fuel Team, are you doing this too?
Absolutely.
Feeling a little ridiculous in the mirror? I mean, I got a full walkway right outside my door. Hello. So I just keep doing it, okay? Just like 3 or 4 more times. I promise there's like a little method of the madness here. Then I want you to find some stillness in the feet. Your hands will be a little tingly. Bring your palms together and start to rub them. Building a ton of heat. Really waking up the upper body. And then start to breathe. Take a really deep breath in. Open your mouth. Let something go. Maybe that's doubt. Yes, fuel team. Take a deep inhale. Open the mouth. Let something else go. Maybe that's lack. Okay, one more time. Breathe in. Open your mouth. Maybe that's the feeling of not enough. Take your left hand over your heart. Stack your right hand on top of it. Just sealing in the energy. Feeling a little tingly in the fingertips. A little tired in the arms. And let's breathe in. We can. And open the mouth. Let go of I can't. Now we're going to make it personal. Inhale, I can. And exhale, I can't. One more time, we're going to inhale, I am enough. And we are going to exhale, doubt. I'm just kind of sealing in our time together with a little grounding, some affirmations. Then go ahead and open your eyes and take your hands off of your heart. Resituate your furniture. Come on back to wherever you're going to be. Love it. We got some fuel team outside. So nice. All right. So good. Okay. In the chat, while I'm kind of getting us rolling here with the content, I want you to drop. Yep. Look at me, yoga teacher, asking you to share. I want you to drop what areas of your life you may be feeling imposter syndrome. Wake up your neighbors, girl. It's 8:15 on a Monday. Time to go. In the chat, what areas of your life are you feeling imposter syndrome? Okay, I just want you to think about it, because what we're doing here is not just about your job. Okay, you found fuel because you're employed by a company, most likely, that bought it for you. And that's great. What a gift. But fuel is way more than who you are at work, because who you are at home has an impact on who you are when you show up to the workplace. So this may be a personal area of your life. It may be a professional one. It may have to do with a relationship. In our first kind of group panel together, we had some people who are going through big transitions, like divorce, like moving, like new career change. All of these areas can bring up these feelings of I'm not good enough, or I'm not worthy, or, why do they always get it and I don't, these types of questions. So if you're feeling brave this morning and ready to share, go ahead in the chat, drop what areas of your life do you feel this imposter syndrome taking over. We got some more brave souls with their camera on. I love it. Okay. Maybe the fuel team has a couple areas just to get us started. Not so chatty this morning. That's okay. I'll continue to wake you up. Okay. To me, I think imposter syndrome is one of the biggest epidemics to hit your life. I know for me personally, it has hit me personally, professionally, anywhere in between. It does not discriminate. And this is very important, from the C-suite to the intern pool. It preys on individuals of all ages, demographics, regardless of your credentials and accomplishments. Okay, so that means if you're feeling a little bit unsure, a little bit, I'm not good enough, I want you to know you're not alone. You're in great company, right? And this is happening at all levels of our career. Okay, so this isn't something like, well, I'm going to get to like the VP or the C-suite and all of a sudden it's going to go away. It's not going to go away, but your toolkit's going to expand so that you can do something about it. Okay, feeling great. Loan originator after 20 years. Okay, cool. Thank you. I don't know what loan originator means, but you can totally expand that in the chat. Social media, horrible. Oh my gosh, could we just delete it already? It's not helpful. It might be helpful in my pot roast question, but other than that, I mean, right? Ditch it. Okay, making enough money in this market to support me and my family. Thank you. What a share. I feel that. Okay, it's a tough, tough economic environment right now. Um, and I feel that one big time. Okay. Oh, my screens are a little. Here we go. All right. I'll share a little bit about my background. Obviously, you've seen my book, Soul Dive: My Journey into the Deep. There's a link in the chat. I started my first business when I was 25. And let me tell you what I know about being 25. It's number one, you think you know everything. And number two, you actually know nothing. So I had accepted $1,000 for my very first retainer when I opened my PR company. And I called my parents and I was like, I quit my job and this is what I'm doing. And my dad's like, what? Why? I grew to own this business for 12 years. But I will never forget in the very beginning when I started hiring help, I had an intern, I had some junior staff. I'm like, oh my gosh, these people aren't that much younger than I am. Like I have no idea. Um, and you just kind of had to do a little bit of fake it till you make it. I didn't have the tools. I had a lot of confidence and, um, and a lot of balls, if you will, but I did not necessarily have the tools or, the right mindset to work through this. The older I got, the more I became aware. And I think in the beginning, when I was young, I was comfortable with failure because it like didn't matter. The stakes weren't very high. But the older you get, you can see, what you can lose. If I don't do well enough, I'm going to lose a client, which means I could lose, the income to pay my rent or support my mortgage or pay for my family. I mean, this whole like we can go down a mental spiral when one thing starts to hit. And the older I got, the worse the voices got in my head telling me I wasn't good enough. Why? Because I'm looking around at what everybody else had and what everybody else was doing. And I wasn't focusing on what I had already done, how much I had accomplished, and what it was doing, for me personally. I was able to buy a home at 27. This is amazing. But I wasn't looking at that. I was too busy looking at everybody else. Um, so something you'll hear, in this sort of set, this toolkit set, is surrounding yourself with people who lift you up. At its very core, imposter syndrome is rooted in fear. Okay. And fear is unhelpful. Nobody here likes fear. Okay. Justin's comment. I've been licensed for 120 days. I give sales presentations and talk business. Like I have 20 years experience. I am an imposter, lots of confidence, no personal experience. Okay, but you're doing it. Like you're getting up every day and you're doing it. You're putting it forward. You're not an imposter because you're living it. You're learning. Okay, there's a very big difference between that lack of authenticity and just BSing your way through it and starting. Okay, starting can be hard, just showing up and getting there when you're like, I don't have the experience, but the only way to get experience is to do it. So good for you. Fortune favors the bold. And let me tell you one thing about fear. What if we looked at fear as an invitation to check out your courage? Because to me, I think fear is just courage becoming known. So we see it and we can identify that scares us a little bit. But if it didn't scare us, would it be promoting our growth? If it wasn't a little uncomfortable, would it be something new to challenge us and inspire us and get us to go somewhere? So I'm going to jot, what if it's fear? Yes, great. Sorry, field team is super on it. I'm going to see if we got any DMs over here. Not yet. YouTube, a little quiet. You can find me at Alex Sabbag on Instagram if you want to chat as we go along. Okay. So what we're going to do today is walk through some tips to address this whole imposter syndrome. And I'll tell you this, it doesn't stand a chance if you're rooted in your purpose, flowing in practice, and surrounding yourself with people who lift you up. Okay. Just wanted to repeat that because I think it's really important. So your number one tip, be aware. Just acknowledging that exists is the first place to start. Sometimes the truth hurts. We don't like it, but we get nowhere by kidding ourselves. Okay. When you feel the negativity creep in, take a moment and just identify it. Just naming the emotion or the emotional response will greatly reduce the power it has over your mind. So if you're like me, usually I keep a notebook close by. I'm a big journaler. If you have a journal or you have something you like to write down, you can go ahead and take some notes, and maybe you want to come back to this question. Just be aware. What is it? Name the emotion. That's where you start. Okay, number two, and if you want to drop it in the chat, I mean, by all means, we can totally take this over to the chat too. Okay. Number two, welcome it in. Okay, this is where things get a little bit crunchy. So we've identified it, and now we're going to invite it in. So this was a practice that was taught to me a few years ago on a retreat. I had not started writing my book. I was in the process of opening my second business, which has been a yoga studio. And I was cranky. Like, just things weren't working. I wasn't super happy. I didn't feel aligned in my purpose. And that was obvious. And the women I was on this retreat with were, this whole look is not a good look for you. You need to check your attitude. And B, start writing your book. And in the process of delivering that feedback, this woman shared with me, what if you addressing this feeling of like, I can't do it, I'm not good enough, because all that was resistance around starting, okay? It was a resistance around starting this book, which is done, okay? She said, what if you welcome it in, you sit down at a table, you just like sit at your kitchen table, you sit up at your bar, you sit up at your desk even if it's long enough, and you pull out a chair and you ask this emotion of maybe lack, of I'm not good enough, or being unworthy, to sit down. Super friendly, right? Like you're a friendly neighbor. This emotion comes passing by and you just give it a seat. And you physically sit with it. So you've written it down on your journal. You're sitting at your kitchen table and you pull up right next to your self-doubt. And I just want to invite you to do that. I want you to breathe with that emotion, breathe with that uncomfortable feeling next to you. And then I want you to invite it to leave. I'm so glad you came by. Thank you for making me aware that you're here. And now, please go. And so you can pull out the chair, go ahead and let your self-doubt get up. You can even go open up your front door and usher it out, shut the door maybe with a little vigor. I don't need you back here. And physically invite that motion to leave. And we can do that through meditation. We can do that through journaling. That's just a physical act of, I am going to sit with you and I'm going to excuse you because you're not helpful. You're not getting me where I'm trying to go. I don't feel my purpose in this emotion at all. And you're just holding me back. So thanks for coming, but time to head out. Okay. Awesome. Thanks for the notes, Fuel team. Okay. Number 3, stop comparing. Do you know what they say about comparison? Anybody? You want to throw it in the chat? Comparison is what? What is comparison? Yes, the thief of joy. Comparison is the thief of joy. We know it. We're super aware of it, but we do it, okay? I do it, you do it. I have completely stacked my Instagram with public speakers I want to emulate. I'm like, man, that woman's on stages with like 20,000 people. She's making a pile of cash to be up there with a mic. She's got 500,000 followers. What am I doing with my life? I mean, truly, okay? This happens. And like, here I am teaching you how to like get out of this mindset, and I'm like stuck to it, okay? Stop comparing. Comparison is the thief of joy. Okay, so stay in your lane. Stop looking at what everybody else is doing. Get laser focused on your creations. If there's something that needs additional attention, double down. You're not put here to be like anybody else. So quit measuring yourself against them. You can look at other people and what they're doing as inspiration. And perhaps this is another great point to bring back to the journal. I'm inspired by this person. Here's what inspires me. Maybe I'd like to emulate or strive to be like them in one way. Maybe there's a certain part about their delivery or their achievements or who they're talking to, what they're doing, that I could look at and say, well, that's really inspiring. That's going to help me grow. But you're stirring up competitive tendencies that have no business in your world if you're measuring yourself against somebody else. So we make a conscious effort, maybe to take some social media breaks, maybe do a little bit more meditation, double down on a little more movement, get quiet, get clear, and maybe if we're feeling really confident, we could celebrate the wins of other people we want to be like. We want to put out the positive energy because that would be great for someday. Somebody else is like, I see you. Wow. You really grew into that role that you were trying to get. That's amazing. So celebrating the small victories of yourself, which we'll get to later, is really important, but also throwing some celebratory energy is, really positive too. Okay, sympathetic joy. Very good. I love it. Cool. Everybody still with me? How we doing? All right. My fourth tip to you is to embrace your growth. Okay. Thoughts of being less than or underqualified could stem from an overall feeling of stuckness. I've got some notes here. We all get stuck. Okay. And if you're feeling a little stuck, I've got you in one of my courses. Fuel Team, you'll have to remind everybody which one it is. I give you a downloadable 30-minute yoga flow. It's all done on the ground. It's super basic. If you practice a lot of yoga, you're going to be like, this is a piece of cake. If you don't practice yoga, you're going to say, this is a piece of cake. Okay. It's meant to unlock your stuck energy. Okay. We all get stuck. We get a little spinny. We feel like, I don't even know where to start. My to-do list is so long. You can start by moving your body. We did that this morning. That felt pretty good. We woke up the neighbors. We woke up ourselves. Just a couple minutes to literally shake it off before we sit down, and move forward. Okay. It's important to keep challenging ourselves to learn and grow. If we don't, we get bored. And when we're bored, we start scrolling. Okay. So keeping ourselves out of that boredom loop is really important. It's a hamster wheel that gets us stuck in a mindset mess. Okay. We want to make an effort to learn, keep being interested, and as a result, interesting. Okay. I sought my yoga teacher certification simply to learn. I liked yoga. I was interested in why it worked. I was, kind of just curious, right? I had no idea I would start teaching. I had no intention of opening a studio. Like all of that stuff came later. So whether it's maybe a pottery class or, learning another language or exploring another neighborhood. I mean, the list goes on and the things that you could keep yourself, continuing to learn and expand. Try that. Okay, cool. Fuel, we might have a link to this course before this event is over. Love it. Okay. So,
And Alex, real quick,
yeah.
I missed your fourth. What was number 4? So we can put it in chat.
Embrace growth.
These have been amazing, by the way.
Awesome. Awesome. You guys, let me know what you think. Drop your questions. YouTube, I'm on Alex. Alex at Alex Sabbag on Instagram. Whew. If you do want to participate in the chat, I think that's the only way you can chat. Okay. Embrace your growth. Tip number 5, celebrate your victories. So I want you to drop in the chat, everybody that's communicating on the Zoom chat, go ahead and drop in here. What has been your latest victory? Big or small? Okay. Had I not cooked my crock pot with the butcher paper in it, I might say I cooked a delicious dinner and meal prepped for my whole week. But TBD whether that meal is going to kill anybody. So we're not sure. What was your latest victory? Did you walk an extra mile yesterday? Yeah, closed my reverse mortgage last week. All right, love it. Working out every day and starting to run. Amazing.
Yeah, that's a big one for me, Alex.
That's huge. All right, reduced Instagram screen time by 80%. Oh, 80% in your first go? Look at that. Overachiever. Love it. Hiking 14 miles and passing a mama bear and cub. Come on. Did you take a picture? I want to see the mama bear and cub. Or were you like, I just want to get out of here in one piece, which I would totally respect. Okay, if you have that picture and you can DM that to me too. I used to be a really big hiker, so that's amazing. Wow. Okay, you guys, it's awesome. If you're inspired by the journal invitation, write these down. Like it's really important for us to acknowledge what we are doing. I think because it allows us to celebrate ourselves a little bit, so we're not so hard on the things that we're not. Maybe write down your to-do list, okay, this is what I want to get done on Monday, but then take a moment to say, this is everything I did. And that's a lot. If you have kids and you kept your kids alive last week, write that down. Kids are hard. If you survived yourself parenting for a week, write that down too. I'm impressed by you. I don't know how you guys do it. Needless to say, I'm not writing a parenting tip book anytime soon. I'm sticking to resilience. Okay, anybody else? Small victories or not so small victories. These are really awesome. Went to church for my mom for the first time in 23 years. It is a big deal. That's awesome. I bet your mom really appreciated that too. That's really cool. Amazing. I have to say, this is a small tangent. I listened to my church last weekend and there was one line that like hit so hard. And he said, "What's worse than waiting for God's timing?" And in my mind, I'm like, literally nothing. I mean, because it's like can sometimes be at the speed of pond water and I want it done 5 minutes ago and And the answer is when we don't. I was like, shoot, all right, patience, here we are. I love that. Survive my sister's wedding. It's complicated. I feel you. I have a complicated family too. And you can read all about my complicated family. So Rebecca, grab my book. You are not alone, sister. You are not alone. I got you. Cool. Oh, I love it. Yes. If you want to be promoted to a panelist to join this discussion, by all means, please drop it in the chat. Yeah, maybe we do like a whole lesson on this patience and when we don't wait for that divine timing to hit, because man, it's hard to wait. Those desert spaces are a challenge. Okay. Cool, you guys. This is awesome. With regards to the small victories, I just want to add one thing. It's really important for you to acknowledge them, but also if you're surrounding yourself with a great tribe, you've got friends, you've got family, you've got a trusted advisor or a mentor, don't hesitate to take some of your small victories to your team, work team, home team, whatever, and be like, hey, I need a minute. Like, I did this. Can we have a second? Can we just have a second for the fact that like, I did it. I did this hike. I did the wedding. I did the reduced screen time and talk about it. Like, how did that feel? When you reduce the screen time, are you like, wow, I'm liberated. Look at all that time I got back. I mean, what was the big, no, you missed it? Drop that in. All right. And yes, next time you join this, bring your team with you. This is great. We got a lot of people here, you guys. We got 19 on Zoom, and I think we've got a whole bunch more on YouTube. YouTube, I'd love to see you. Join the Zoom next time. DM me your questions at Alex Sabbag. Okay.
We've had that YouTube fluctuating almost to 20 and up and down, so it's been awesome.
Cool. All right. Getting into the last tip here, and then I'm going to take some of your questions before we close it out. This is a big one, okay? Because this one can irritate you. It can cause a lot of maybe reactive responses, but I just want you to sit with it for a second. The last tip here is to take risks. My favorite quote, I've already said it once today, is fortune favors the bold. If you don't try it, you're never going to know. Remember that redirection is God's protection. When you are told no, who here likes the word no? Hate it. Hate it. I'm so type A. I'm Italian and I'm Syrian and like no just doesn't work. It's like not here. So since I'm so adverse to no, I would like to invite you to hear not yet. Okay, not yet. But the biggest takeaway is that you've got to put yourself out there. In your most authentic way, share your gifts with the world. Remember, I started my first company at 25. I left a stable income to accept $1,000 a month because I was passionate. The following month, I doubled my retainer. And the following month, I did it again, bringing in more and more clients. The company organically grew. None would have been possible if I hadn't taken the chance. And I have to say, failure is an incredible teacher. And it's all impossible if you don't try. So I'm not here to tell anybody to quit their jobs. Please don't do that. But wherever you are, you've chosen to be there. You made a choice in this career path. You made a choice to show up in this time and in this place. Wherever you want to go, where you're striving to grow, where you feel your purpose is most aligned, this is a good place to start because you're here and you chose to be here. So how can along the way you take a couple risks and you try some new things as you elevate and you grow and you get into that next level of who you're supposed to be? So when we talk about risks, I want to know, what was the biggest risk you've taken recently, whole life, like no rules here? What was the biggest risk you've taken? I can tell you, the older I've gotten, the more risk sensitive I've become. And I think that's what happens. We get older, so we know better, which is good and bad. There's a lot of wisdom that comes with every trip around the sun. But I'll tell you what, that unapologetic and unafraid 25-year-old that I was got me here. There was a ton of failure. There was a ton of rejection. There was a ton of redirect. There was a huge 2x4 moment, but I kept going. And it wasn't pretty. And I'm sure it was really hard to watch for those that were close, but I did keep going. Okay, look at this. Give up on giving up is live. All right, so if you're on Fuel, you can watch that course, which is awesome. It's real life scenarios. It's paired with actionable tactics to get you through things like imposter syndrome, only it covers a whole bunch of other ones. And it's super fun. And yes, you can try it for free for 7 days. Okay, risks. What are the risks you've been taking? I hiked the Colorado Trail in 15 days with only 2 weeks of training. Big risk, big accomplishment. All right. Uh-oh, page not found, Fuel team. We were doing really good on the tech front. Cool. Justin, that's such a cool share. Thank you. What are the risks, you guys? Did they feel big? Did they feel earth-shattering? Or what's a risk you want to take, but maybe you're just a little hesitant or there's something in the way? Can we unpack that? Can we support you to say yes and go for it? Is it a conversation? Is it addressing a need or a desire in the workplace or at home either? Remember, if you're not whole at home, you're definitely not whole at work. I'm like the at-home Fuel team. I'm like who you are outside of the P&L. Coming out of retirement and starting a new consulting career in a brand new industry. Long story short, did not work out as planned. Set me up big for this last phase of my mortgage career. Awesome. Timothy, I love that. Cold calling realtors when I see a new Zillow listing. Loving that too. Offering the lender paid buy down of the rate. Cool. I don't know what that means. I should. Even I own a house, but I don't. Oh, cool. Oh, I love these so much. And we got a new link. All right, Fuel. I love it. Anybody else? Big risks. Fortune favors the bold. Who else wants to share? I mean, I'll give you a personal one. Okay. Well, sorry. More tech fun. Here's a personal one. I said yes to somebody that I rolled my eyes so hard when I met this person. My literal response was, what am I going to do with that? And this is how I met my boyfriend, who is more than likely the man I'm going to marry. And if I wouldn't have said yes in that moment, in that deep eye roll, I wouldn't be here. And I was about to say no because of all of the things on paper. that I was looking for. He was really young, blah, 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 blah. But I gave him a chance and it was the best decision I've ever made. So that was not a mistake. Plenty of other risks have ended up being mistakes, but they've been a path, right, that takes us into where we're going. So those are the 6 tips I have for you. I want to open it up to a few more questions. And then I have a little nugget saved for our last 10 minutes. So I want to answer anything here. Having a difficult conversation with a friend, a follow-up is still needed. So getting unstuck there is my next move. Yeah. Risky, but worth it, right? Always worth it to speak up, to share from the heart. Being clear is being kind. Sometimes it's hard for the person to hear it. We've all been on the other side of that conversation. We're like, oh man, that didn't come with any ounce of sugar. But being clear is kind, right? That straight shooter attitude. Not being clear, the passive aggressive of like, oh, I don't want to hurt their feelings. I want to be nice. I got a lot of issues with that. I'm not here for nice. I'm here for kind. That's why I like French people so much. Not a nice bone in those bodies, but very kind, right? How direct are the French? Give it to you straight. I'm moving to France this summer for a little bit. I'll still be on here though. I don't know what time of day, but I will be on here from Europe. Anyway, what else, you
It
guys?
won't be morning for you anymore.
It won't be morning for me. Oh, thank God.
Not when you're in France. That's okay though.
6:30 was
We'll still
hard,
do
you guys.
morning mindset.
Do anything at 6:30. Okay, what are your other questions? Give me all your questions. You got the next 6 minutes to ask me anything. YouTube, you can ask me anything at Alex Sabbag on Instagram. I'm wide open.
And Alex, if you have it second as well, I missed number 6. I wanted to put that into chat, make sure people saw that.
Take risks.
Oh, what is it, number 6?
Take risks.
Take risks. Yes. Thank you.
Oops, I put a $ by 6. That's good. Let's manifest money too. Cool. Question, is taking a risk ever a mistake or more of a learning opportunity? Okay, I love this question. And it's so hard to answer because nothing's a hard and fast rule. I will say there are no mistakes. Like if you're taking a risk, if it feels risky, but risk is completely subjective. A risk to me may be very different than a risk to you, right? Like I would consider walking by that mama bear and the cub very, very risky. I would go the other way. I think I would get my picture so I could, show the digital world how brave I was. It'd be totally false and I'd be running the other way. If it feels like a challenge, if it feels like uncharted territory, if it feels uncomfortable, therefore you're defining it as a risk, my answer is always do it. Assuming it's calculated, it's thoughtful, it's done with intention, there's purpose behind it. You see it as a path forward. You know it may not work out, but you're okay with the redirect. I think that's where we get tripped up. If we're taking the risk and we're only okay with a certain outcome, that's probably going to end bad for us. Like we're not going to be okay with where it goes because very few times does life end up exactly how you planned it. Close to no times, truly. So if you can accept that with that risk you take, you can unattach from whatever comes after it, it's 100% a yes. The risk is going to move you forward. You're going to land on a new lily pad. That I can guarantee. Even if it feels backward, it is forward. And it may be a new set of challenges that risk opens up. And you're like, shit, I don't want to open these 6 doors. But that's what it took. And it's going to take those next steps to keep elevating and growing, getting where you're going. So I think there's a lot of trust. There's a lot of non-attachment. And there's a lot of surrender in that move. And those are huge concepts. We don't have time to totally break down. Some of that, though, is in my courses. Some of those are in my courses. Okay, great question. Awesome. Here's the Explanation, give up on giving up. If you're feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or burned out, this course is for you. It's simple and powerful, so you can take back control and calm your mind, boost your energy, and build your unstoppable resilience. And really, we're talking about imposter syndrome here, but all the things we've mentioned are great in this whole, umbrella of which I sort of dubbed as my own as the resilience voice for this platform. So go take a look at that. Justin, I love it. We got another yogi here. It's been a while since I've dipped into those books and all the Sanskrit. So I'm not going to say that one out loud and butcher it. Namaste. Cool. What are the final questions here, you guys? Final questions. YouTube, you can DM me your questions. While you're thinking of what those are, I'm going to give you all of my info. IG at Alex Sabbag. Please give me a follow. My email, Alex at alexsabbag.com. And my website. So you've got all three of those there. Go ahead and connect with me. I do send out a weekly newsletter. It's called Into the Deep with Alex. It's my weekly poetic wisdom drop. I will totally toot my own horn and say it's fabulous and you shouldn't miss it. It is truly great. I don't know where I come up with these things. My dad asks me all the time, like, who taught you this? I'm like, I don't know. It just flows. So it hits me. I put it on paper. It gets delivered to your inbox. It may light you up. It may make you laugh. You might roll your eyes. But you're going to have some sort of a response for it. And if you do reply to the email, they go to me. Like, I don't have a staff. I wish I had a staff, but I don't. So I will engage directly with you there. The link to get on it here, I can drop the direct link for you to get on the email. Email links. That's not it. That's not it either. Okay, maybe not. It's definitely on my homepage.
And we can include it in the email that goes out to everyone.
Oh, can we? That's amazing. Let's do that. But if you go to alexsabbag.com, like the first invitation you'll get is to join my newsletter. So you can see everything there. Okay, one more question before we wrap it up. Anybody going once, going twice? YouTube, where are you at? You guys asleep over there? Do we have you? Did you
They're
get up?
not used to interacting. They're used to just watching.
They're used to just watching. Okay. All right, cool. So the last 10 minutes here, when we opened up this imposter syndrome with the group of our Mindful Monday panel, we intentionally, and it was just me and Danielle because Allie was traveling, we intentionally left the last 10 minutes for you to take what you learned and start to implement and integrate it. And so what I want everybody to do is get your notebook out, start a journal. If that's foreign to you, grab a piece of printer paper and get a pen. And I want you to kind of go back through what we discussed as far as these tips about how to work through these feelings of not being good enough. We started with being aware, simply naming the emotion. Then we welcomed it in, allow the emotion to sit down with you at the table, take a few breaths with it, and then invite it out. Release comparing, right? Spend less time scrolling. Embrace growth. Consider a new activity, learning a new skill, doing something that you are interested in that makes you interesting. Celebrate your victories, honoring your wins, big and small. Make a note, share them with friends or family, or just keep them in your journal. And we concluded with taking risks. And so all of these different tips can be a separate journal prompt. You've been using a journal app on your phone. That's amazing. I love that. It can be on your phone. It can be hard copy. All of these tips can be their own journal prompts. I want you to pick one and I want you to get into it. And it kind of depends on where you are, right? If you're feeling imposter syndrome, like right now, you may need to start at the top. If you're like, oh shoot, I just need to be aware. I need to sit with it and to name it. And we need to sit at the table. The next 10 minutes may be for you to do just that. Okay. You may be like, no, I'm good. I'm feeling really confident, but I'm just kind of like, I'm not challenging myself. What's something that interests you? Just write a few of those down. You want to learn pickleball? Hike with the bears? Maybe you have a hiking buddy here. Go try something new. Or maybe you're like, gosh, I'm just so ready, but I'm scared. And the fear is holding me back. I just don't want to fail. None of us want to fail. But getting comfortable with that failure and empowering yourself to take the risk, maybe that's where you need to spend these final few moments. So I'm going to let you guys go to it. I'm going to stay here. So I'll hold the space for you until our meeting time is up. You guys can dig in. You can keep your cameras on. You can shut them off. You can do whatever it is. But I want you to commit to using the next 10 minutes to integrating and implementing these tips wherever you are in the imposter syndrome wheel. Okay. So you guys hop into that. I'll look at the chat if there's anything you want to throw in there. And we'll give you a nice send off at the top of the hour.
As people are starting their writing exercises or thinking it through, one of the things that you talk about and is part of resilience and is part of growth is for growth to happen, there must be a little discomfort. Right? That growth happens from that discomfort, right? It doesn't happen from just things being thank you for adding number 5, by the way. It doesn't just happen from it being smooth and easy. Growth happens through a little bit of discomfort, which should make everyone a little more open to that discomfort, because as you're feeling it, you can start to really acknowledge yourself for the growth that's happening. Because if you're uncomfortable, you're moving forward with something. That's just in every aspect of life. You can look at this and don't, if you don't want to look at this from the human perspective, look at it from nature. Look at what happens with all kinds of transformations that you see in life in the world. There's some pressure, there's some discomfort, but then we and the world gets to enjoy whatever that beauty that comes from that discomfort. So as you're sort of putting in your entry here and you're working on this, a lot of what I've learned from you, Alex, and a lot of what I've seen over time as well, is that acknowledgement of discomfort. You should know that that's transformation. That's where it resonates from.
Yeah, so good. Thank you. Thank you for chiming in with that. It's so true. If we're not a little uncomfortable, we're towing the line of complacent. I have a lot of opinions on complacency.
Maybe that's another topic.
Totally another topic. Oh, that was a really long link, but I also dropped a link to my book right in the chat, so you guys know how to get a hold of me.
As people are also getting into their thoughts here, I was thinking maybe we let them know that we're working on having another live show for you, which is a different experience than Mindset Mondays.
Love it. Yes. I wasn't able to message you on IG. Oh my gosh. Sorry, Caitlin. Yeah, my book's on Amazon. I think if you click that link above, you can grab it there. I wonder why you couldn't message me on the gram. Interesting. Let me know if that Amazon link doesn't work for you. And I can make sure to email the book link when I follow up with you guys. And by the way, you'll all be added to my email list. You can go ahead and drop yourselves on early and make sure that you get in there. Oh, yes, it worked. Okay, great. But I do add everybody when I get the list of attendees as a follow-up. So this is great. I can feel you all working in your journals, kind of processing what we talked about. And as Alex mentioned, we are working on a live show with me. Right now, the working title is Into the Deep with Alex, just because that's how I roll. There's There's no weather reports here with me. We go straight into it. We talk about what matters, mind, body, soul kind of deal. I think it'll be in the afternoon, sort of like
You described it like, hey, you know what? Grab a glass of wine, sit back on your porch or wherever and get real with you. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
yep. And when you read my book, it truly, the first chapter might bring you to your knees a little bit, but I promise you, you'll be lifted shortly after. It's like having a glass of wine with your best friend in their living room. So expect some laughs, expect some deep dialogue in there, a little family drama, a little dating expose, it's got it all.
All the good makings of a good read.
Totally. Is your book available in audio? I need a sponsor to record the audiobook. I am going to do it, but that also means I have to pay for it. So it's coming. Coming.
We should
Buy a copy of the regular one and help support my audio production.
we should talk about that too, Alex. We could maybe
Go
help.
fund me. Oh yeah, Steve is, how much do you need? I have a quote from Steve actually. I'll let you guys know next time I'm on here how much I need. I need a lot. Okay. We got to produce this show and all the things. And if anybody's in Southern California, my studio is in Palm Desert. Horrible time of year to come to the desert, but next winter as you're looking to get out of the snow or whatever it is, you can always come find me there. You're in San Diego. Chris, what's up? I'm in San Diego too, just for one more week, and then I leave for 3 months. But I love that. The yoga flow will be a part of the course. So no, I'm not planning on sending that separately. That's just in the course. So you can go find that in there. Chris, if you're in San Diego, I teach occasionally at Good Yoga. And it is a hot studio. But when I teach, I kill the heat. So it's warm to warmish. Okay, you guys, this has been awesome. I appreciate your presence, your questions, your comments, your commitment to doing this work. It's really important. Take care of you. Have an amazing week. I'm proud of all of your wins. Yeah, Chris, it's totally the ocean is right there. And the marine layer is thick. Cool. You guys, this has been so awesome. You can connect with me on any of those platforms, my newsletter, email, website, the whole deal. So if anything else comes up for you from this session, please drop me a line. We can hop on a discovery call and talk it out. So thank you. Your first live call with Fuel. All right. Promoted big by Fairway. I love it. Journal questions and directions. Timothy, this is amazing. So cool. Thank you. I'll see you all soon. Have a beautiful week. Bring your friends next time, and I will see you soon. All right. Big love to all of you.